Hello everyone, my name is QuinikyXE, I am also known as your Shift HD, and today we're going to be teaching you how to render Sony Vegas at 60 FPS for YouTube. Now, first things first, it doesn't matter what Sony Vegas you use, however it is preferable that you use Sony Vegas 10, 11, 12 or 13. If you didn't know, there's a Sony Vegas 13, which I have in front of you. Not much has changed, to be honest with you. Anyway though, so how to render at 60 FPS? First of all, you need to actually make sure that your source that you're recording at is actually recording at 60 FPS. There's no point recording at 30 FPS and rendering at 60 FPS because it's just not going to work out right, and you're not going to get the best detail, quality, so on and so forth, and it's just not going to look right. So first of all, you need to actually make sure your source is 60 FPS. So how do you do that? With Shadowplay for PC gamers and things like that, you can automatically select the frame rate that you're going to be recording at. It's pretty much the same for consoles as well with their capture cards. However, it's all to do with the bit rates and everything else. So as long as you're recording at 60 FPS from the source, that's great. So how do you find out that it actually has recorded at 60 FPS? You go over to the properties of the clip that you want to use, and then you go over to your details and scroll down a little bit, and it tells you your video length, frame width, height, data rate and frame rate. So there you go, 60 FPS at 41 megabits per second, and obviously at 1080p. So I'm going to go ahead and import that straight into my little, or if it will let me even bloody import the thing, that'll be a hello. Fine. Looks like I'm going to have to open another Sony Vegas. So, now we have another Sony Vegas opened, let's import the clip. That's a bit silly, isn't it? Oh well. Anyway, so what do you want to do when you actually got the clip up and running? Now, there's a couple of things that you can do to get a better quality. Is you can disable the resampling. However, if you are on PC and you're playing on PC, I suggest you keep it on because it just looks a little bit better. I mean, we've got better graphics than consoles anyway, so it's not really going to make a difference. So if you are a console gamer and you are recording at 60 FPS and blah 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 blah, disable the resample. You're going to get a little bit better quality. But for me in PC, I prefer to have what it seems that to me anyway, or it like gives you a motion blur in a way without putting a motion blur on. So that's why I keep the resampling on. So I'm going to keep it on for this video as well. Now obviously you've got everything nice and rendered, nice and cut, you've got everything down, so let's just go get rid of half of the shit that I've got, and let's just render this specific part. You go to your render settings, of course. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you all of the settings. Now first of all, you can use main concept AVC or AAC, but it's not going to render as quickly for CUDA. So I suggest you go down to Sony AVC and MVC, open it up, go over to any of these really. It really doesn't matter. Internet, I would really use memory stick and then do custom template. That's what I done originally anyway. So let's go down to see my actual render settings. So your custom template, include the video of course, AVC, high definition, pretty much just copy exactly what I've got here. Now this is the vital part, your frame rate. You actually have to have it at 60 of course, otherwise it's not going to render at 60 FPS, it's kind of a no-brainer. Pixel aspect ratio you can leave alone and everything else pretty much. Now your bitrate, that's one of the only things that you really want to change. It's entirely up to you. I record at 50 megabits at RAW, so I want a higher rendering bitrate so I can get a bit more extra quality. Higher the bitrate, the higher the file size basically. Everything else is pretty much a standard, and then if you want to use your GPU, so CUDA, if you've got an NVIDIA graphics card or an AMD graphics card, you should be able to do one of the two. So I'm going to obviously render it with GPU. Audio is pretty much exactly how it stands. System is pretty much just check your GPUs there and is enabled. And your project is best stereoscopic. It's up to you if you put that on or not. I wouldn't really use it because no one watches 3D YouTube. So everything else is as standard. So just quickly have a look through all these once again. Enable progressive download, GPU rendering, 15 megabits bitrate, aspect ratio 1.0, frame rate at 60, CABAC, high definition, yada yada yada. Then you go ahead and start rendering. So that's going to go and do its business for me. It's not going to take particularly long because I'm using GPU. It's a 3-minute clip, so probably take about 6 minutes to render. But I am recording at the same time, so yeah, you go 6 minutes and 4. So it's not all that long, and of course you can tell it looks pretty damn good. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. So that's how you render at 60 FPS. Now, key points. Make sure that your source is recording at 60 FPS, and then when you go into Sony Vegas and import it, if you're a PC gamer, keep on Smart Resample. If you're a console gamer, disable the resampling, and then when you actually go to the renders, it's Sony AVC and MVC, memory stick, and then you customize that, 1080p, 60 FPS, GPU rendering. Pretty much everything else is standard. Right then people, that's pretty much it for today. Hope you've enjoyed this, and if this has now given you a little bit of an insight of how to render at 60 FPS, give us a like if you feel like it. If not, well, thanks for watching. I shall see you all soon.